a lot of people showed up hoping to hear Kawhi speak,
Yep.
hoping to hear maybe he would say that the fun guy is going to stay.
Okay, well, maybe not that.
They didn't hear that. Is that a bad sign?
No, and I think you and I disagree on this, right?
Oh, yeah, we do.
I don't think a celebration parade after you won the championship 4 days earlier when you just landed with Drizzy, Air Drake, the day before is the right way to announce anything. I didn't think
it's not. Can you think of a better way?
Yes, in free agency in 2 weeks when you've gone through everything in your head. Like, I don't think look, Kawhi has become, he's one of the more polarizing superstars we've ever seen in any sport. I cannot imagine from Thursday to Monday he would have thought all his things out with his team. We saw him at a casino table. We saw him with Drake. Like, there's no way he knows what he's doing. I don't think he does at all. And so I don't think that would have been a place to ever do it. And I don't think it should ever have been an expectation for that to happen.
Let's reverse engineer this conversation. What is there to think about? We just saw the board in terms of what he's going to be offered in terms of money.
Sure.
He knows that. We've known that for a while. Anyone who's on Hoops Hype knows that every team in the league is interested in having his services, and that we know that he's from California.
Sure.
So none of those things is going to change between today and June 30th or July 1st or July 4th.
No.
So really, what is he deciding? He didn't realize that there was a Clippers official at half of the Raptors games this year? All of these things he knows. And he knew that he was loved when he saw 2 million people chanting for him. First 1 more years, and then 5 more years. So to me, it would have been the best time to announce it.
Here, listen to this. Listen to this. Like Lowry is the one instilling all this energy in everybody as well.
And Uncle Dennis, whose hands are also very big, by the way. Like, it runs in the family.
It's a family trait for sure. Look, I still think.
Put it this way. This way.
Yes.
Let's reverse engineer it again.
That's all you want to do.
You're saying it's a bad sign.
Yes.
It's not a bad sign that he didn't say anything.
Yep.
If he gave a hint that he was staying, would it be a good sign? Is that sign a yes?
Ask that one more time.
If he gave a hint that he was staying, would that be a good sign? Would you be feeling more confident today?
Yes, but I think
so. If he didn't give you a hint, that means it's a bad sign.
All right, we're not going to become Tim and Sid where we just yell over each other. We're going to do this rationally and reasonably because that's what the people. No, they don't.
Isn't that
they want us to yell.
Stephen A?
Yeah, it's Stephen Stephen A. Listen, if he gave a sign that he was staying, then he left. How pissed would people be? Tell me. Very. The answer is very. You know that. Look, Kawhi's already at a point where if he leaves, he will be the first superstar that leaves the Raptors that will be cheered on every single second he's back in Toronto. Every single time they play in Scotiabank Arena, there will be a standing ovation for Kawhi Leonard because of what happened this year. I don't think my guy has anything. He doesn't owe the fans anything on that day. That day was about celebrating. That day was about the team. To make that about him, I don't think that's even in his nature. I really don't.
I'm just looking at the prompter. It doesn't say, did Kawhi owe them anything? It says, is it a bad sign? It's not a good sign. Thus, it's bad.
I think that's like reading way too into
Masai was dropping hints all day that he let's do it again. This is a Red Sea.
Of course.
You interviewed him. You almost got run over by his car.
That's fine. My shoes made it, though. That's okay.
Was it the Jays?
Nah.
Okay. Good.
Rock the NBs for Kawhi.
Well, again, it would have been a good sign if he said, I'm staying with a New Balance T-shirt. It would have been a great sign. Didn't happen.
Listen, okay, so here's some. You want some other signs? Let's get some other signs. Masai spoke yesterday on stage. That's not what we're focused on. We're focused on Uncle Dennis, who was sitting in the front, watching it all go down, no longer sitting when Masai took the mic. So you can. There's in the white. That is Uncle Dennis, who is hyping up people for Masai Ujiri. How far, Donovan, have we come in the 11 months since I sat in this seat? I can tell it's been 11 months because of how dirty this laptop is. But we have come a long way from Kawhi has no interest in playing in Toronto. Uncle Dennis doesn't think this is a good move. I think if you want to read into the tea leaves, those could be your signs that things are good. Those could be your signs that there's a level of relationship that goes beyond what everybody knows right now. Kawhi didn't have to say, I stay yesterday. Everything else suggests that this is maybe where he'll still end up. No? You're staring at me. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I think Uncle Dennis has had a great year because we now know what he looks like. He was a shadowy figure in Ramona Shelburne's articles, and now he's courtside, the only guy who's there at the beginning of the third quarter. We love some Uncle Dennis. However, we're going to have to bring you down to earth because it wasn't an Uncle Dennis bomb that was dropped. It was a Woj bomb that was dropped. Because Woj, when he comes with it, he comes with some truth. And he tweeted today something that you're not going to want to see.
Kawhi Leonard's focused on Los Angeles, but it's the Clippers, not the Lakers. Number one, they don't have the money to sign him. And two, the idea of him being a third wheel on a team trying to create a super team, that has not been Kawhi's MO. The Clippers are poised to be able to lure him from Toronto. This will be a Raptors-Clippers fight down the end. He may take meetings with more teams. It's not even certain he'd even take a meeting with the Lakers right now.
I'm sorry, that's bad for me, not for you? You're the guy who says Kawhi should come out and say, yo, I'm staying forever. Thanks. What door does this key to the city that John Tory gave me open? Nothing, by the way. It's really nice, though. It's adorable. But that actually strengthens what I'm trying to say, in that he doesn't know what he wants to do yet. The idea that the Clippers are still on the table means, how can he make a decision and announce that to a crowd when he doesn't know?
He was wearing a Raptors uniform in that B-roll, but Woj didn't say Raptors. That's why it's not good for you and your argument. But more importantly, if he leaves, what happens to the rest of this team? Because I'm here to tell you, it's not only not good for you and your argument, which I'm crushing right now, it's not good for the rest of this team because they wouldn't be here in Toronto either. What happens to this group if Kawhi leaves?
I don't know. They're probably still the fourth best team in the Eastern Conference without Kawhi Leonard. Like, I think, you know.
Really?
Yeah, man. With Kyle and Pascal and Mark opts in, like, I think this team is still pretty good. And they lost a lot on their bench this year because they traded to get a guy like Mark, and Masai's smart enough to find pieces to bring in to do that. I also think, again, if they're good for a year, in 2 years when the cap and the books open up, they're still going to have some notoriety because they won a freaking NBA championship. It still doesn't have to be negative. In fact, I think this reinforces that Masai is going to, if he stays, by the way, we can maybe get into that conversation a little later as well, because there are some rumblings. This reinforces that my guy knows what he's doing, and he's willing to do what it takes to make this city a contender, not just for 1 year, but for multiple years again.
Problem is he doesn't know what Kawhi is doing, and Kawhi is the domino that affects everything else. Because I disagree. I don't think they're the fourth best team in the East if he's gone, because Kawhi is that great. I think this team is going to be gunning to be the fourth worst team in the league. And getting some
chance.
I think it is rebuild time. Hey, Gasol, you can opt in because we are trading you out. Kyle, we're going to move you as well. Pascal, we're putting you on the side of the building, and we are restocking this, something that Masai has not been able to do. And furthermore, if Kawhi leaves, I think it's more likely that Masai leaves and that the other guy in the plasma, Bobby Webster, is running this team. I'm saying it is scary hours if Kawhi leaves.
What on earth are we doing right now?
Don't believe me? Ask Serge Ibaka, because he said it, 4 months ago? That we all need him to stay because we're all liable to not be here if he doesn't?
Yeah, but Serge's contract expires in a year as well. Like, they're set up for all the money in 2020, 2021. They're set up to have all the money in the world. If Kawhi's there, great. You are not going to have to convince another star to come here and play with that guy. I don't think you do. But if not, like, you still have a young Pascal. You still have OG. You still have Fred. You still have Norm Powell. I don't think all those pieces are going to be there, but I think Pascal is a guy you can legitimately build a team around to stay competitive until a superstar becomes available.
Forget about superstars. Danny Green says his decision is based on what Kawhi does.
Yeah, listen, I think his decision was made in that postseason, not just with that last pass, but with the offer that he put up in multiple games. I don't know if that's a guy that you spend the extra $10, $12 million on right now when there's other pieces that you can get to. I really don't. And I know that sucks for the podcast business, but priorities are priorities.